Hello Year 6, this is Lesson 7 on Tuesday the 26th of January, and it is the 7th lesson in your 2-week writing journey where you will be writing a first-person recount in role as a character living in Pompeii just as Vesuvius has erupted. Now today you're going to be writing the second paragraph of your recount with a focus on cohesion between sentences and paragraphs. So what I'd like to do first, Year 6, is to follow the link that's on your timetable for the day, which is this link, and re-watch the video from 1 minute 7 seconds to 2 minutes 46 seconds, because that is a section that relates to your paragraph 2. Now, whilst watching, you may want to make a note of all the lovely descriptive words and phrases and clauses that are used in this section of the clip. I know I did, and I've magpied a few of them for my writing, so you might want to do the same. So I'd stop this video, follow the link, and then restart the lesson again. So Year 6, you are now going to be writing paragraph 2. Now I've got my timeline up here, and you should have your timeline out in front of you as well. Now, I'm on the second section where this happens, where Vesuvius erupts, giant cloud ash spreads across the sky, and ash and rocks start to fall from the sky onto the city. So I've blanked off all the other things, so I don't include those because I want them to come next. I'm now starting to build the tension. So this strip here, paragraph 2 strip on the left-hand side, is really important and is going to help you keep on track when you're writing this paragraph. So remember, you are still in past tense. You've got to include description and your thoughts and your feelings. And remember, now things are starting to change for the worse. It's not happy anymore, you're not content in your world. Things are starting to change, and people's moods are changing as well. There's unrest and an uneasy feeling in the city. Some people return to their homes. But remember, do not talk yet about people panicking. People are just a bit perplexed and concerned at this point. So I'm now going to speak to blue, green and yellow groups individually to explain the next task. Hello, green group. So now, green group, what we are going to do is we're going to look at how we are going to build cohesion in your writing. And we're going to practice how to do it in this paragraph. And we're going to use a structured approach called slow writing. As the name suggests, we're going to slow your writing down. And we're going to think about how we are going to start each sentence that you are going to write. So, what I want you to do before we start our writing is for you, in your margin, I'd like you to write these things here, please. ING word, simple sentence, adverbial sentence starter, start with subordinating conjunction, include figurative language, start with an ED word. You can stop the video now and then actually write those down, and then when you've done that, restart the video. Okay, green group. So, as you can see in this corner here, I have got my timetable. I've already discussed with you how I'm going to use that and how I'm going to use this grid down here to guide me through what I need to put in to my sentence using these. So with each sentence in this piece of writing that you're going to do in this paragraph is going to start with these. So one sentence can start with an ING word. One, you will include a simple sentence. You'll start with an adverbial sentence starter. You'll start with a subordinating conjunction. You will include figurative language within one of your sentences, and you'll start a sentence with an ED word. Now I'm going to show you in a minute how to do it. Now if you're sat there thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not quite sure what all subordinating conjunctions are, what I have done for you to help you in this piece of writing and future pieces of writing is to come up with a knowledge organiser to help you. And it looks like this, and it was emailed out to you along with the lessons for Monday. So I keep it with you and use it regularly. And here you have the subordinating conjunctions. Here you have coordinating conjunctions, and you have a raft of other things that you will probably need to use at some point while you are working from home. So keep this handy because you're going to need it. So back to the lesson. So I've already talked you through what needs to be here, so I'm going to be mindful of this while I'm writing. So I'm going to start my writing off now. Green root. Let's extend this out here. Oh, what colour shall I write in today? I wonder. Let's go blue. So I'm going to start off simply, get me going, with a very simple sentence that is going to start to though things are changing for the worse. And the easiest way I can think of doing it is to say, then things began to change. Simple sentence done. Tick. Now, I've put some ticks in here, but that means I'm going to have to switch from type mode to drag mode a lot. So I'm going to do that at the end. But as you're doing it, as soon as you've done it, you can put a nice little tick against your list so that you know you've included it and you don't have to do that again, should you not wish to. So then, I'm going to use an ing word. Now I'm using it because I want to use it at this point. Just, you don't have to use all of them in this order. You can do it any order you want to, as long as you try and get all of these in your paragraph at some point. I've just decided that I want to start my next sentence with a verb, an ing verb. So we know that the verb is an action. So I'm going to change it from just a verb to an adverbial. So I'm getting two things in one sentence, which is really good, because I'm going to use an adverbial of place, and I'm going to say, remember, I'm in a coffee shop with my friends. So I'm going to go outside because I've heard there's a bit of a commotion outside. So I'm going to be making my way outside, comma, after an adverbial. I saw, did I see something? No, I noticed. Makes me look a bit more observant if I say noticed rather than just saw. I noticed that the sky was noticeably... Oh, I can't have noticed and notice. Significantly. Okay. Then things began to change. Making my way outside, I noticed that the sky was significantly darker. So curious. No, but I could get an ed word in describing one of my feelings. Okay, I could put puzzled. That's ed, puzzled. There's a better word than that. I'm perplexed. Perplexed. It means the same as puzzled, but just a bit more complex. Perplexed, comma. I turned to my friends. Question on my lips. Okay. Making my way outside, I noticed the sky was significantly darker. Perplexed, I turned to my friends, a question on my lips. I mean, if you've gone in at 11 o'clock in the morning and the sun's been shining, and then you come out an hour later and it's very, very dark, you would be a bit puzzled, and you would turn around to your friends and go, what on earth's going on? So that would be my question on my lips. So I'm putting myself in that situation, thinking how I would react, and then drawing on that experience and writing it down. So then I'm going to now start with a subordinating conjunction. Now refer to that sheet, looking at my choices, and I know that on the sheet that I've just shown you, one of the subordinating conjunctions is before. So before I could utter a word to them, something happened. The ground started shaking. Not shaking, shaking uncontrollably. I've got and, I can't do that again. And I'm going to have to change that whilst roof tiles crashed all around us. Okay. Oh, spelling mistake there. Before I could utter a word, the ground started shaking uncontrollably, and produce from the nearby stores cascaded to the floor whilst roof tiles crashed all around us. So, look. People's moods are changing, perplexed. And things start to change for the worst because the roof tiles are crashing. I'm now going to start to explain my feelings again because it's really important that I tell my reader that I am how I'm feeling, and I think I will be a bit frightened at this point. So we were frightened and clung to each other in, look at this, you can't see that, can you, because I didn't draw on blue, to each other in fear. No one knew what was happening. Okay. Full stop. Perfect. Okay, so let me just do a quick check here. I have got my ing word because I've got making. I've got my simple sentence I've started. I've got that out of the way straight away. I got my adverbial sentence starter here, so I can drag that one along. And before I could utter a word, that's my subordinating conjunction leading into a subordinating clause. Have I got any figurative language? No, not yet. Have I got an ed word? Yes, I have. So, I now need to make sure that I get some figurative language in. So, let's see what I need to do here. Okay. Suddenly, well, that's another adverbial. Spelled incorrectly. Suddenly. No. A giant. Oh dear, that's not good, is it? Suddenly a giant. Cloud of ash spread across. This is this that I'm putting on now. A giant cloud of ash spread across the sky. We could only watch in horror as the sky became ink black. That's a metaphor. As the sky became ink black and a strange smell filled the air. Okay, well that's gone on a different line, so I can correct that one. Suddenly a cloud of ash spread across the sky. We could only, what on earth is that word? Watch in horror as the sky became ink black and a strange smell filled the air. Okay, I can now tick my figurative language there as well. So I included that. But I haven't talked here about people returning to their homes. So what I would do when I finished teaching you, I would finish my piece of writing off and say something along the lines of that some people just stood around like us, rooted to the spot and unable to believe what they were seeing, while others hurried away to their homes and a few ran for safety. So I would create that unrest and talk about how people return to their home. So year 6, particularly Green Group, what you are going to do now is to do your own slow write, and it will take you some time because you are going to write a paragraph just like I have using this slow write approach. And by changing your sentences, your sentence starters, the length of your sentences, and going from lots of description to short sentences, you are going to naturally get cohesion within your writing. So, once you've written your writing or written that paragraph, I want you to edit it and be really particular in how you do this. First, do our editing 1, which is spelling. Does it make sense? Is your punctuation right? Have you got all your proper nouns with capital letters and no one has just put a capital letter in the middle of a sentence? And then editing 2, which is the Tom Palmer approach. Is there anything you can add? Can you take something away and make it better by taking it away? Can you replace a word or a phrase with something else? And keep on reading it, excuse me, out loud. When you've done that and you're happy with it, year 6, I'd like you to email this paragraph to your class teacher for them to assess.